Good afternoon, friends. How are you? How are you today? I'm sorry, I'm always kind of trying to find the best way to do this. And so here it is. Good afternoon, my craft friends. And I just wanted to, it has been a lovely Sunday morning for me. So today is Sunday. And not that I did anything really great or special. I just had sacred time with Spirit, and it was wonderful. As a Christian practitioner who, practices a craft and also is a Christian, sometimes I know people wonder, how do you intertwine these two things? And so I wanted to share with you my sacred time, which this is a part of it. Some of the things that I do is I'll pick up the Word, the Bible, and I'm going to do it now. So this is just on the spot, and I'll see where it leads me. And intuitively, I will read a passage of that. And so intuitively, it landed me on Ezekiel 13, and I'm not going to, I read the whole chapter but for the purpose of the video, I will not read the whole chapter. I'll just read a couple of verses. The word of the Lord came to me, Son of man, prophesy against the prophets of Israel who are now prophesying. Say to those who prophesy out of their own imagination, hear the word of the Lord. This is what the sovereign Lord says. Woe to the foolish prophets who follow their own spirits and have seen nothing. Your prophets, Israel, are like jackals among ruins. You have not gone up to the breaches in the wall to repair for the people of Israel so that it will stand firm in the battle on the day of the Lord. As I read that, what comes to my mind is sort of what's happening in the world today, in that, we're being told all this stuff about COVID-19. You read different things on different people. If you go to the different internet sources, so much information. You get false information, and you get information you're not sure of. Some people are saying that it's a conspiracy. It's just so much. And I think what that is saying is watch for the false prophets. Don't always believe that things are as they seem. And for me, I get out of that is, as we are the gifted, those who kind of go against the grain, is that you have a spirit of discernment in you. You don't always have to seek outside of yourself for the answers to you. What makes you healthy, what makes you alive, what makes your spirit soar is within you. So intuitively, I'm telling us to, especially those who are of the craft, follow your heart, follow your own wisdom in a lot of these things. Read, educate yourself, but follow your spirit. And this is the time for us, because we use the herbs and the things of the earth, and we have a connection to the spirit realm, and we have a powerful intuitive ability to help ourselves, to help others, and to help pretty much the world. I think if there came a time when medicine was not available, we could, just like our forefathers and foremothers did, we gathered from the earth and we healed ourselves with Mother Earth. And I'm not saying that's the only way. I'm saying that's a pretty good way, and that we can follow suit in that. And we're getting all of this new wisdom and ancient wisdom. We have that intuitively in our spirit. Combine them and follow your intuitive path. So I start with maybe something like that. And in my sacred time, I play a little music sometimes just to relieve my spirit. So that's what I'm doing now, playing little Sometimes they call this soaking music, where I just soak and contemplate and hear God. So I've done that. And then after I've had that time, the next thing I do is journal. And I journal in a way in which I feel like I'm receiving answers intuitively. I call God Abba. Abba means Father. I relate to him better that way, though I see him as Mother, Father, God, because he has all of those qualities. And so intuitively, when I journal as if he is speaking to me. So I'm going to share a part of what I got today. Blessings, my love. For this day, as with others, I feel your gratitude, your thankfulness for my grace, my love, and provision. I bless your gratitude and allow my grace to flow over you, through you, cleansing you, transforming, and directing you. Truly, my grace is sufficient. It is the base of catalyst for spiritual transformation in you, as you, for you, with you, by you. All is well, as my grace is sufficient. Abba. And then I feel like I got a message from Spirit. And it said, let my spirit encompass you, flow through you, wash you, cleanse you, and sanctify you. I am the essence of God in and around you as you walking this earth realm filled with the Spirit of the Most High. How precious you are to him. Stop your worry, stop your fret, rest in him, the Spirit of God. Lay your head back and find rest and solace. Give your cares to him, to her, to all that God is. For when you stop trying to define God and rest in the knowing that is God, you have found the divine presence of God. All is well, all is right, and the flow of life goes on. And because I honor my ancestors, I always feel like I get as a message from them. But I got a message from Jesus too, and then I'll read that and then I'll kind of let it go from there. Jesus, I am here now in this moment with you as my queen, my sister, my not greater, not lesser. I am all that is and will be. I as you, as me. I am the breath you hold that nourishes your lungs, feeds your body, and when you release that breath, the work is done to begin again. It is the process of continuous flow, one breath feeding the next breath, nourishing and replenishing all that you are, and continuing the cycle of life. The flow of existence, it is as it was, the flow with the cycle of life and the cycle of breath. As when the breath stops on this plane, your spirit flows to the next plane, and so the cycle of life continues. Then finally, I got this from my ancestors today. Oh, our love, you hear and feel us. Know that all is well with life, with love, and so it is as you are. And so we are, and we begin in a new plane. We, as humans, complicate life. As spirits, we appreciate the simplicity and the depth of life. Live your life as Spirit tells you. As you see, as you feel, we are here to help you, to guide you, and to nudge you along the way. Know that all is well. And so I just feel like I get those messages from my ancestors, from Spirit, from Jesus, from the Holy Spirit, from God. And I just feel like those messages channel through me when I've spent some quiet time in contemplation. And I don't always share, but I felt okay to share this with you today. What messages do you get when you quiet yourself and you hear from your deity? Do you do that? What do you do as a sacred time and a sacred place just for you and your deity or your deity. What is your sacred time and space like? Not that you have to share or reveal as much as I did, but how do you connect with that? And some people don't connect. They don't have that, and that's just as well. That's just fine too. But how do you quiet yourself? How do you replenish and nourish yourself? Because just in all that's going on, we have to find that time to nourish our soul, to nourish our spirit, to nourish our being, so that we are not overwhelmed by the cares of the day. And in this time, we have lots of cares of the day. So however you rest, however you stop, however you reset to do it over again, just like it said with the breath. We take breath. Breath nourishes us. It keeps this life going on with this plane of life. And when the breath starts or stops on this plane, it starts anew on another plane, continuing the cycle of life. So I just take this time to encourage you to reset in all of this. And I know we've all had a lot of time to replenish, but sometimes we just, I'm going to do this project, and I've done that. I've been guilty. I have done some projects, which I'm proud of, that I had put off for a while, but also I needed to stop. I feel like this is the time that we see the negative of COVID-19, and there are negatives. I mean, people are dying and people are becoming ill, but I have had some things that I've gained from this whole experience, like stopping, resetting, having to rest, having to pause. In the Bible, there sometimes after the Psalms, it'll say Selah, which means to pause and think on this. And I think this is the time that the earth is pausing to reset and to rebalance. They are saying that the animals are coming out and the rivers are becoming cleaner. It's as if Mother Earth has said, hey, I'm pausing and resetting now. So, I think that that's a clue for us to do the same. Pause and reset and replenish our own selves, basically. The other thing that I've gained from this whole COVID-19 is that my spending has changed. I had never did the depth year that everybody was doing last year. I started it in January, but not really taking it seriously, but kind of, I still was spending and buying things on Amazon, maybe not as much, but I still was. But then this happened. And so, though I'm still spending, it is more, the questions are coming more naturally to me because I'm forced to. I may not be working the hours that I used to work, and I am a as needed nurse, and I do coaching, and my clients are not coming through as often as they did in my coaching practice, though I am still, God bless, getting some clients. But I'm having to reset and repause on my spending because I'm not sure where the flow. I feel like I'll always have. I won't go without. But it is causing me to say, do I really need that? When I'm buying now, naturally, I'm having to, honor the depth year or the depth year for me, for myself, in ways that I thought about, but I kind of let them go. But now I have to say, do you really need that? Is that something you really need? Do you really need to spend money on that? Is there something else? Because you have a lot. You are blessed with a lot. Is there something else that you could spend that on better? So it's forcing me. I'm kind of being forced to follow suit in the depth year, which is kind of good for me. Not kind of, it is good for me. And that now I truly am spending more wisely. Well, that's it for me. Love and appreciate all of you that have signed up to be a subscriber. Peace and blessings. Be safe out there.